Hi everyone. So we have got a lot of people here. So hi team Code Pirates, right? So go ahead, Code Pirates. Go on. Let's start a small introduction from you, who you are, what you are doing, and what are we here for.
Sure. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you to today's webinar session. Yeah, so it's very great to see many people waiting for the event to begin. So, without any further delay, let us proceed.
So, are you all excited? Let's begin. And how about you, Debanshu? Are you excited?
Yeah, exactly. I am thrilled and a tad bit nervous at the same time,
And how about you, Mr. Praveen Kumar Purushothaman? I mean, we are very much delighted to have you here. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And it's a honor and a pleasure for me as well. Thanks to Tanmay and the whole team for having me here. So yes. So what are we going to do today?
The pleasure is entirely ours, and we are very much grateful that you have joined us today. So good afternoon, everyone present here.
Yes. So basically, in this entire session, we're going to discuss about certain roadmaps. We're going to discuss about the perfect thing to start as a beginner. If there are many website development aspirants who want to start off their journey. So how to start and how to get a proper roadmap, we're going to discuss. And at the end of the session, we're going to end off with Q&A. So good afternoon, everyone present here. I'm Devanshu Goswami, your host.
And I'm Sanjida, your co-host, and on behalf of Coding Pirates under the AG's Division of Student Welfare, Lovely Professional University, we extend our warmest welcome to each and every one of you present in the session today.
That's awesome. So today
we have...
So as it's not hidden from anyone, we have Mr. Praveen here today with us to guide us, mentor us in various skills such as JavaScript, LAMP, PHP, MySQL, and whatnot. Praveen Kumar sir has graduated from Anna University in the year 2010 and has later worked for various companies like Tata Consultancy, etc., and is here today with us to guide us in a similar path.
Not just this, but yes, Praveen sir also works as a mentor and helps many students and learners in various parts like front-end development, backend using Node.js and React.js. Praveen Kumar sir also holds a master degree in cloud computing from University of Leicester, England.
Sir, I have a very vital question. How so many qualifications? I mean, I was truly surprised to see one person achieve so much. And that too at such a young age, to be very honest.
In simple terms,
Sanjita,
what I have,
not just this.
In simple terms, what I have done is I just did one bachelor's degree and one master's degree. That's it. No surprise. I have seen a lot of people who have done at least 3 to 4 degrees, dual degrees, etc. So I haven't done anything really surprising.
Well,
Sanjita, you are talking about degrees. But Sir himself is a Guinness record holder in a Microsoft F-Fest. Sir also has more than 12 years of industrial experience in web application development with specialization in front-end engineering, user experience, and web app development.
True. Sir, also we have heard that you are a very passionate tech blogger and you also have a very keen interest in, designing, etc.
Yes, I do. And one thing which I don't like it, please, people calling me sir, please kindly don't.
Yeah, we are extremely sorry. We did not do that. We are very sorry, Mr. Praveen.
Just call me Praveen. I'm as big as you. That's it. So I'm also in your age group. So I'm not a huge person like Einstein or someone. So just call me Praveen.
Definitely.
Sure, definitely. So Mr. Praveen Kumar Purushothaman has also volunteered for various events like Girls Skip Summer of Code and many more. So guys, spam hearts for Praveen Kumar Purushothaman. We're very delighted to have you here, sir.
And to all my dear techies in the live, all those who aspire to enter the world of web development, We have with us the ultimate guru, and you can all clear your doubts, ask various questions, and this is your day, guys. Come on, you can spam your questions, spam love, and a lot more in the chat box.
And those who want to get answers, please ask your questions, and I'm happy to answer any questions that is related to career guidance in tech, and especially in web development and full stack web development.
So, without any further delay, sir, the audience and I are equally excited to have you, and I'm pretty sure that's very evident. We already have a lot of people who have already joined. So, we would like for you to start and by introducing yourself, Mr. Praveen. And I'm extremely sorry for calling you sir.
All right. So, hey everyone, my name is Praveen. I'm originally from Chennai, India. Currently living and working in London for one of the top US-based investment banking firms. If I say the name, I guess a lot of people in India will be very, very much I want to join this company. It is something very equivalent or similar to FANG companies. And I'm a full stack JavaScript specialist here. And I have been working in the tech industry for about 12 plus years or 20 plus years. Every single person puts some number to it, but I'm not good with maths, so I lost count of it. So as much as I know, I'm super passionate about development industry, and I would also love to teach whatever that I know to others for free. So that is the main thing, because I want to be the mentor who I did not have back in those days, and that's what I have been doing these days. So so let's go with the questions. What I would suggest is, instead of me talking the whole time, I want all the team members to start with some basic questions, and then we will continue with that. And even for that, and then I want the people who are watching this session, please be interactive. Put your questions on the chat, and this is your chance to ask any questions, which is very much in guidance with in the tech or something like that, in accordance with this one. So this is going to really help you out in learning something new. And always, I am a lifelong learner, so I'll be learning from all you in any time or any way possible. And so the stage is yours. Go on.
I would like to ask a question. Since all the people in the meeting are engineering students, I myself am a second year student, we have been very confused right from the beginning about the entire thing. And slowly right now, we are able to understand what we are doing. But when it comes to choosing an ultimate path, how do we pick it? Because there's so many things we can learn. There's so many paths in the software engineering domain. How do we pick the one that is suitable for us?
So first thing I would like to say is, that's actually a great question that you asked. And back in your time, when I was studying my second year of undergraduate, I was literally comparing between should I use this Apsara pencil or this Nataraj pencil. To be honest, that was the truth. That was the maximum exposure that I, as a person, as a student, as a developer, I had. And moreover, back in my days when I was in Chennai, when I was learning things, even not many people will be aware of what are all the different programming languages are there. But right now, there are first year students who are community leads, and they are doing a lot of things. I guess this is the same problem even in South India right now, especially in Chennai, where I was born and brought up. No one is a caliber of yours. So I'm still trying to make awareness. So first thing, you all have got a great awareness with what all different technologies are there. One simple question I'm going to ask you, Sajida. So tell me, what are all the programming languages that you know? Just tell a list.
A list. I've learned C, C++, Python, Java. JavaScript is not a programming language, a markup language, of course. And then there's Node.js, React.js. We have SQL. These are the only things I'm currently aware of. R, Python, R.
You have got some idea about these things, but what are all things that you know, you have heard of?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
So you said that these are the things that you know, but sorry, yeah. I have to correct you in this whole. I know that it is public, and don't take it as
no, sir, definitely not.
Okay,
definitely not.
JavaScript is a real programming language for those people who are thinking it is not a programming language, because the whole host is also built on JavaScript, and there are loads and loads of. So there is have you heard of the banking companies in the UK? One of the top 3 British banking company, and the one which I'm currently working with, It is one of the top US based investment banking firm. They are all making like multi-million dollars every single minute, and they are all using JavaScript as the basic programming language, the base programming language. So that is definitely a real programming language. So for those people who are thinking, oh, Java is the real programming language, JavaScript is just a scripting language, just punch your hands on their face, please. So
Definitely.
if someone is teaching you that way. And secondly, when it comes to the list of programming languages that you said, whether you know or not, you are aware of these many programming language just that are existing. And you also said that there could be, this one could be a programming language, this could be a markup language. And HTML is not a programming language, but a markup language. Hats off to you. But back in those days, as I said, we had got zero clue about what it was. And remember, I was even more like, in my final years, and I didn't know all these things back then. So that already shows you that you have got enough knowledge of everything. And one more thing, I believe, I shouldn't say this blatantly outside, so I'm going to bailing out for some moment. So don't take it in the straight way. But most of the people, most of the students who are in first or second or third or even final years of their engineering or their undergraduate, they do not have the responsibility of, earning or taking care of their parents, etc. For those people, you have got, I wouldn't say blatantly no responsibilities, but you have got, you're not being dependent by anyone, right? So this is the time you can take a lot of risks. So specifically for people who are joining tech, what I would say is try working with different technologies. Okay, let it be Java, let it be JavaScript, let it be Python, let it be Node. And by the way, when you said, okay, I'm so sorry to come back to that again. You said, I guess, Node.js and React.js, both of them are based out of JavaScript. Node is again a runtime environment, and React.js is just a library. So that's something which I wanted to say, which is they are not programming languages, but they are just, one is runtime environment and one is library. Okay, coming to that part, try out with every single thing. Try with Node.js, try with React.js, try with Angular, Vue, Svelte. A lot of things are happening. Change is the only constant that is exactly being embraced by JavaScript. And today, if you learn something completely finished, oh yeah, I learned React 18. React 18 is the latest version of React, I believe. And let's say you are a fast reader, like, the Robo or Chitty, and you complete everything about React at this point, this minute. And then within next minute, React 19 gets released, and whatever you have learned, you have to relearn again. So something like that. So that is the speed at which things are being propagated. And this is the time you can invest time on learning something and then trying out something. You might like React, you might like Angular, you might like Java. I hate Java for that reason. So I hate Java and .NET and any of the statically typed languages, which is like, for every variable you would be declaring with a type of variable, right? For example, in JavaScript, you would either do let variable name or const variable name. There is no type in it. Whereas in terms of Java or Python, I believe you would be using string a equal to, and you will set the a variable type as string completely throughout its lifetime. So I hate that kind of a language. So even if you give me like 1 crore per minute to work on Java, I will not work. So that is the mental makeup I have got, or mental maturity I have got right now. So I don't need to go try out. I believe I'm in the comfort zone. That is true. At the same time, I'm not like I want to do everything in my life or something like that. But you have the time and effort you can put right now. So try everything. You might like something else, but you may be thinking like, okay, I might not like this, or so until and unless you try it out and do something, you will not be able to understand which one you would be good at and you would be liking. So that is the first thing that I would say. So try out every single possibilities. Try out doing a lot of stuff with your time at this point, and that will actually give you some idea about okay, this is the thing that I need to choose or something. Start from second year, so you have got 3 years of time, and then by the time you graduate, you will be getting into a company. There, during the interview time, you can actually negotiate. I want to go in this field, not in any other field, something like that. If they are saying no, reject the company. I mean, if you have the dare to do it, go for it. But yeah, but during your first starting career, be confident about what you know. If you have got zero clue, even after 4 years of engineering, that's completely fine. Go with what is happening and then try to understand what you like and what you don't like, and then go with the ones you like. So that's my answer for this.
Thank you, sir. And we have a lot of questions in the chat box. We have a question from Isha Agarwal. She asks, which field has more scope nowadays? Web development or data science? Okay,
so 2 questions she has asked. Also a roadmap for web development. These 2 are really good questions. Hey Surya, hey Hemant, hey Isha, and Rohit. So and Mukul Singh. So thanks for coming in. So the first question, to answer the first question, obviously web development and data science are equally good. That is what I would say. So let's think this way, Isha. You have the data science knowledge and every single thing that you want to work with, but you need to have a kind of an interface that is easily accessible to a lot of people, right? So what would you do? Mostly you would be saying like, okay, I will make a command line application using Python and send it to everyone. First thing, how would you send it to everyone? Through web. Second thing, if everyone wants to use it, but someone would like to use it on their mobile as well, it is possible, right? So how would you cater to their needs? First thing, if you want to send it to everyone, you would be using any kind of a web technology tools. Web technology includes email as well, right? So there are web-based emails, web-based only emails, so something like that. So you might be putting it on a website to download the particular application. So even broadcasting something, you require web. And secondly, when it comes to an interface that can be accessed anywhere, like for example, I'm on the train, on a metro, in the underground, suddenly I get my internet connection, and it is very urgent that I need to find some data. Let's say I'm working as a crucial area, like I'm a doctor or someone who is in the healthcare industry. I need to check the data of all these coronavirus cases, and I need it right now. I just have my phone here. So with the phone, what I can do is I can just use a web application that is connected to your Python data science the software. So this can create a REST endpoint, and that REST endpoint can talk to the software and get you the data, right? So web is not going to die. That is for sure, 100% sure. And I'm going to be staying in the web for forever until my lifetime. That's what I have planned. So you can, if you don't trust me, trust your instincts. So both web and data science are almost equal. And one fun part is, if you compare the salaries, obviously data science is higher than web, because web, you have a lot of competition. A lot of any Tom, Dick, and Harry can become a web developer, a React developer, because the way React is written, or like the way you learn React, is very easy compared to other languages. So, and it includes HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as well. So they are very easy to learn with proper guidance. I guess even my dad, who is a mechanical engineer, can learn it. He knows only Excel and PowerPoint in computer. That's it. Nothing else he knows. He doesn't even know how to open YouTube, I believe. So considering that, he will become a React developer with the proper guidance in his 60 years of age.
Let's take some other questions, sir. So those were the 2 questions.
Yes, there is another question, which is the roadmap of web development.
Yes, roadmap. Yes, by the same reason.
That's actually a good question as well. So let me try sharing the screen. But before that, I wanted to also show something else. Can everyone confirm that you're able to see the screen from the YouTube, please? Yes. Cool. So for those people who are thinking, I'm a full stack developer. So who is a full stack developer without a website, right? So Praveen.science is my website, and it looks something like this. So what I would like everyone to do is try to have a website of your own, irrespective of whether you're a web developer. If you are a data scientist, have a website. If you're a doctor, have a website, because this is one of the most easily marketable areas. Like, for example, you have your resume. Who is going to see your resume when you have a great website? This should talk about it. So for example, this is my website. It has got a big page and with my picture in it, and it has got like, all these places where you can stalk me, and here's my YouTube channel, and obviously this is the place where you are also here, right? So even this particular thing says it all, what all things I have been doing all these days, etc. And not only that, so if I would like to give a quick introduction about my website within 1 minute. So there is an introduction about me. There is a small profile about me. There are the most important information about me. I don't think whether anyone would be interested in my birthday, but my professional career, my phone number, my email address is all here. If you click on view profile, it goes to my LinkedIn profile. In any case, if you don't have any experience, please put your projects that you have done. Even hobby projects will work, because a lot of people who are trying to know about you, they want to know what you have done so far, so that they will try to gauge you better, not judge, but gauge you better. And what I did with my education here, I just copied everything from my university brochure. That way it is easy. And by the way, this is what I was trying to say. There are only 2 degrees I did. It is not a big rocket science. So I did my bachelor's in computer science from one of the affiliated colleges of Anna University. And in 3 years, I was working for TCS, and then I went to pursue my master's in cloud computing in University of Leicester. And all these numbers are like made up numbers. So it's all huge right now. So one thing which I would like to say, everyone who is watching here, is like, try to create a portfolio of your own. If you do something really cool, or even if you do something dumb, try to put it on your, like your socials and other things. Because this is something which I did 12 years ago. This is something which I did like 11 years ago. And this is something which I did like 10 years ago. Comparing these 3 things with whatever I have done recently, they look really good, right? So people would like to see how you have grown so far. And one more thing is, obviously, once you complete your university, your bachelor's degree, you will be getting into the industry. Written communication skills are very, very important in the industry, and make sure you write your own blog. So start writing your blogs. In case if you're writing some technical stuff, what you can do is try to explain some complex items in a simple way to let's say a grandpa or grandma or a 5-year-old kid. So that way it will show you that you are really good with your whatever you are talking about. And secondly, when it comes to technical problem solving thing, so I have a problem. This is the expected solution that I am trying to do. This is the approach. These are the steps I'm following. And finally, here's the solution that I got. So expected versus what I have got. So you can actually compare that, and that can be a good technical blog as well. And remember, there are many companies that pay you for writing blogs, and this is what people talk behind my back, and here's how you can talk behind my back. Try to make something similar like this, and this will be a start of your web development journey or any kind of technical journey. And to answer Isha's question, there is this particular website called roadmap.sh, and this is one of the best website I will tell for everyone to follow for the roadmap. And so Ayush has got this meme thing ready. Yes, man, we will hack NASA with HTML. One of the best things. You mean you're going to shoot yourself with your hand? Yes, if that is possible, then you can hack NASA with the HTML. So Isha, so these are the different things that you can do. So there are 2 parts in web development. One is the front-end web development and one is back-end web development. And once you are done with these 2 things, you will become a full-stack web developer. And once you are a full-stack web developer, the next steps will be becoming a DevOps person. So you would be like a almost complete stack web developer. So front-end, back-end, DevOps, something like that. So in back-end, you have got Python, Go, these 2 things are there. Java is also in backend. So in front end, you have got Angular and React. They are always like talabadi fighting all the time. And if you see the front end and back end, I don't want to go through the whole thing because it is always available for you to check this out. So you need to know the basics of internet, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then there are version control systems. And I'm going to release totally a new series about stories. So I'm going to tell all these things in a storytelling way, which will be very interesting for everyone to learn for the first time. Even in my previous live stream, I did the same thing. So a lot of people liked it. So go check that out. And yeah, so these are a couple of things that you should be learning. And inside these things, there are like web security knowledge, CSS architecture, CSS preprocessor. There are build tools. There are frameworks like Angular Vue. There are libraries like React and jQuery. Then you have got some modern CSS, then web components. Then there are CSS frameworks like Bootstrap and Bulma, etc. These are the first frameworks without JavaScript, so you can concentrate a lot on that. Then there are like different types of, in case if you are coming from Java or Python background, you have got static typing things in the front end, which is used by TypeScript. Then there are server-side rendering. Then there is GraphQL. There are some static site generators, like because most of the latest technologies are coming JavaScript heavy. You need something that doesn't use JavaScript, so you can use static site generator. Then if you know only web development, if you want to get into mobile application development, you can actually go through React Native, which is going to convert your existing, hybrid applications. So all these web applications can be converted into a native application for iOS and Android using React Native. And then comes to the React applications, desktop applications like desktop software. I believe everyone knows VS Code, Atom, etc. Right? All these things are made up of JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, all the front-end technologies, but they are working as a desktop application, right? So you can use Electron to make those things. And then there is WebAssembly, WASM, and it is very, very nascent in its scenario right now. It's like a baby right now, and then you have to keep on learning. So this is kind of like a good example of what you should be looking at for a front-end developer. By the way, I just wanted to tell you, even though I have got a huge experience, hands-on experience on front-end development, I know only 60% of this page. So even if you have 50% of this page, you would be a better front-end developer. And coming to the back-end developer, TLDR, I know only 30% of this page, and I'm a good backend developer as well. So all you need to know is basics of front-end knowledge, the internet knowledge, operating system, and general knowledge about the memory management, garbage collection, etc. And a couple of terminal like terminal commands, etc. And then you need to learn at least one or two languages. I would say two languages because I know JavaScript and PHP, two things I know. And by the way, JavaScript is one of the most common language that's used in backend right now. So JavaScript is one of the most powerful languages in the full stack web application. A complete stack can be created using JavaScript. By on the front end, you can use either Angular or React.js. Both are JavaScript. And on the programming layer, you can use Node.js, which is again JavaScript runner, and on the back end, Node.js and Express.js, which is going to be the JavaScript runner and the framework. On the database side, you can use MongoDB or something similar that is also written in JavaScript. So all the complete full stack website is a JavaScript website for developers. And then who doesn't want to go for time traveling using code? So Git is one of the best ways of time traveling your code, which I talked about it in my previous stream as well. And there are different types of databases. There are like relational database and NoSQL database. So go with relational database because they are very much better. And almost these three things are all using JavaScript. So MongoDB and CouchDB are document-oriented database. ColumnDB is a Cassandra database. We don't know about time series database, but real-time database, a lot of people might have heard of, like in a Firebase, etc. So, and database has got a lot of different properties like ORMs, ACID, atomicity, consistency, integrity, and durability, transactions. There are some problems that you need to know about it. And then we have got APIs. There are so many web APIs. Then there are like REST APIs. And in the authentication side of things, the security side of things, you have got OpenAuth, you have got basic authentication, token-based authentication. One of the very common token-based authentication is JSON Web Tokens, which is being used a lot of places. So check out those things. And then finally coming to the caching, you have got like, you want to make sure your website is very fast. So there are like content delivery networks, server-side rendering, client-side caching, and then Redis for small Redis is a very, very tiny database, you can call it as. And then security, definitely security is very important when you're working with server side. So make sure you have got a lot of security stuff. And there is this OWASP top 10 security vulnerabilities that you need to be aware of. Then testing, I'm not a big fan of testing because as a developer, people hate testing. So there are like three types of testing, obviously: unit testing, integration testing, functional testing. Integration testing, sometimes it is called as end-to-end testing. So make sure you get a quick idea about it. But if you go to companies like big companies like JP Morgan or fan companies or any big companies like banking industries, you should be writing your unit testing and integration testing. So make sure you do those things. And CI/CD pipelines, always whenever you try to work as a team and then you push it into the Git and GitHub, then you would be getting into the getting everything onto the deployment side of things. So that is also available. And apart from this, there are some design and development principles, architectural patterns. I hope a lot of people who would be having a knowledge of solid principles, dry principles, Yagni. Dry is like don't repeat yourself. Solid is like I don't want to explain that because I don't know what it is. So that's one of the principles. So before going to any interviews, just prepare all these dangerous words and then try to ace the interview. And apart from this, and moreover, when someone interviews me, I would say I've got zero clue about it, but whatever I'm doing, it kind of like follows the principle. And then comes the search engine optimization. I guess after this, it's gonna go crazy. So, but at the end, it is like keep learning. So I didn't even know all these things, but I just know about up till this part. So that's why I keep saying that I know only 30% of whatever is written in the backend side of things here. So I hope this was a complete. I'm so sorry that I had to explain so much. Don't get scared. Take everything one by one. And I believe you got the answer. Isha, are you still alive?
She has responded. She's actually responded, yeah. So we have got more questions.
Yes, sir.
I'm currently by Hemant.
Yes, so it was like perfect.
Yeah, go on, Devanshu.
Yeah. So I was saying that, sir, a roadmap for those beginners. I hope goals like how to proceed and how to proceed through the roadmap regarding the website development designing. So what do you think important skills for website development design?
So as the basic stuff you would require is like the basics of front end, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And after that, you would be interested in, you should start working with the latest version of JavaScript, which is ES6. Then choose a framework. It could be, choose a framework or library. It could be React or Angular or Vue. React is a library while Angular and Vue are frameworks. There is a huge difference between a framework and a library. Go check it out. Googling is one of the best, skills. And some people who have written Googling as the skill, who compared to those people who have not written, the people who have written Googling has been selected. So just consider that is one of the most important and interesting skills, because obviously you should be trying to have a bit of knowledge. In case if you don't have knowledge, try to Google, understand the whole concept, and then tell people about what you know. So that is one more thing. And coming to the other question is that did I not answer anything, Devanshu?
Devanshu, are you there?
Okay, seems like his internet has some troubles. Okay. So let me have a quick look at the list of questions again. So great question, Ayush. Can we hack NASA with HTML, which I answered?
Network issues on my side.
Right. You can.
There's another question, sir.
Yeah, you can actually hack NASA with HTML in case if you are able to shoot yourself with your hand. If that is possible, then this is also possible. So Ayush, hey Deepak Velusamy, Ayush says that, hello Praveen, I started web from Angela Yu's Udemy course. That is one of the best courses I have also seen. And I would really say like, yeah, that's a good start. So go with that. For those people who are not able to afford Udemy courses, or if you're not able to get the Udemy course for free, I will always suggest you to go for Free Code Camp, which is one of the best. I would say better than Angela Boost, but check it out. And Aman Kaushik Hemant has got this question. Currently in second year of BTech ECE branch, how to get a remote work job. It depends on what you know, what you want to do. For example, let's say I want a remote work job and I'm extremely good with web development. So LinkedIn is one of the best places where you can put yourself, brag yourself, something like that. So keep posting your what should I say? How should I say this one? Make sure you keep telling about yourself, what all things that you have done. Don't over explain about you, what you have been doing, etc. But for the first few things, like for the starters, this is completely fine. And secondly, coming back to getting remote jobs, mostly with when you're posting a lot of posting a lot of content about what you are good in LinkedIn, most people are able to get a job through LinkedIn. That is what I would say, and go for that. And Aman Kaushik has got this question. Oh, by the way, there are sites like Upwork, freelancer.com, fiverr.com, etc. So try with those things. You would be getting a lot of remote jobs. In case if you are a hardcore coder, go to codementor.io, which is one of the best. Per hour, you will be able to get at least $120. That is the starting rate of most of the jobs. How does that sound? 42,000 rupees per hour. Okay, so coming to, sorry, not 42,000 rupees. It's $180, right? It's already 18,000, like 15,000 USD. Yeah, so 10,000, at least 10,000 rupees per hour. So go check it out. And coming to the other question, how we know that now I am a full stack web developer? So a great question to kind of like benchmark yourself, Aman. So what you can do is try to find a full stack application. You can see like there are Instagram clones, there are like Twitter clones that are being built. So try building something out of your own. Try to ask your friends or your connections that I built this clone. I believe a lot of people recently have built Instagram clone because Instagram was, how should I say, banned in Ukraine or Russia somewhere. And then they built one simple Instagram clone using React, which is one of the best ways to, prove your metal or something like that. So, yeah, Ayush, that's a good question. good answer, but it is not as good as like, people know that is common sense answer, but it would be always better to explain what does like how you can check that you're good. Okay. So when we have, so Isha, thank you for your response. And how can I develop my UI skills? Aman, this is again great question because UI skills are tacit knowledge. I cannot teach you UI skills, right? So you can do one thing. There are a couple of ideas I can give you, a couple of suggestions I can give you. Look at different designs, how people have designed a lot of things. Hundreds of websites have been designed every single hour. So check out a lot of designs. Behance.net, dribble.co, and awards.com. There are these websites which put a lot of lot of people who have done the websites on their own. So try to look at those things and try to get some inspiration and start creating your own websites that way. So that way you would be able to develop your UI skills. And Angela Wu course, I have already told you a couple of times. So Fachisia says, hello everyone, how are you? Fine. Yeah, I hope we are all fine. Thank you, Aman. Questions were really great. So there you go. All the questions answered, I believe.
Yes, sir. All of them were answered.
I told you a couple of times, don't call me sir.
I'm very sorry again.
I do have a question.
Yes, Dipanshu.
So like as a beginner, if someone is in the field of website development, then there's some confusion, like what should the probable like good projects they should do as a beginner. So my question is what could be some good projects that beginners should do as a web developer?
I would not actually tell a lot here, but not bragging, but there is this particular GitHub repository which I created. It has got a lot of finally project ideas. Just take something from this. Don't take this to-do app, by the way, please. no to-do apps, but there are like so many apps ideas you can have here. So I'm gonna put this link on the stream so that a lot of people might be able to get an idea about this. So that's one way of like learning something, like doing something. If that helps. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Praveen, you're audible.
Yeah, okay. So I hope that answered your question. So there is this particular
yes,
repository which I tried making, and it's a collaborative effort. It's not just done by me. It's me and other 200 people who have contributed to this repository. Credits go to them equally.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir, for this answer.
Any tips that you would give us to students, especially on how they could improve more and strive for more and not lose their motivation midway?
There are like so many people who have started their 100 days of journey or 30 days of journey. Even though if you're like, you have got zero clue about things, if you are just starting, try to start with this 30-day conviction commitment, something like that. Don't stop until the 30 days are over. After it becomes a practice. And in the 30 days, a lot of people will come and notice you. That way you will be like kind of popular and you can easily get jobs as well. So that is something which I would say 100 days is a really good streak. So go with that one, or 30 days for starters is really good. And every single day, try to post something, like post on your Twitter or LinkedIn, which are the best places to post for your career related stuff. So do that.
Yes, definitely.
Any other questions that we have got? Cool. So yeah, pretty much these are a couple of things. I mean, we had got really good questions with respect to career development. And one more thing which I wanted to tell everyone about this is, like, there are like loads and loads of people who will say, okay, I'll take you all as an example. Who wants to volunteer here? 4 of you. It's something about higher studies. Who wants to volunteer? It's going to be nice. Interesting.
I'll go ahead then.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. So Sanji, what I would like to ask you is, if you want to go for a higher study, name one country and tell me how to get into that country. Just go ahead in simple words.
Personally, I would like to pursue an MBA as a part of higher studies. And I've decided to go with exams like GMAT for colleges in Canada or so.
Great answer. You are very clear. So I have to reject you. But anyway, tell something about technical stuff. No MBA stuff. Technical stuff. Maybe advanced, graduate in, like, postgraduate in computer science, cloud computing, something like that. If you want to do that, what is your take? Let's say someone is asking, someone who is just trusting you, and you are the only person that person talks to, and they are asking you, what would you answer?
On what path I would choose if I go into the tech field for future studies? I would probably go with AI or ML would be the answer, even though I'm not very much aware in depth.
But okay, what is the steps? So you want to apply for a college or university abroad, and then what you would be doing?
I'm not very much aware of the further steps.
You're extremely good with the MBA. What you said is perfectly, like, the dot to the dot you have said. Okay, one thing which I wanted to tell us, like, a lot of people would like to travel to different countries, and then they want to like give out the exams like GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, etc. You know what? Out of those 100% of the countries and colleges or universities, 10% or maybe 15% of them do not require any kind of exams. How many of you know about that? So the one which I went to, University of Leicester, after looking out my degree and English language, like the basic, I did not write IELTS. Even if I write IELTS, I'll fail. I saw how tough it is. Like, there is this verbal, there is like, the sound, pronunciation, written communication, reading, writing. I mean, like, I'll definitely fail. So considering all those things, University of Leicester, they looked at not only just University of Leicester, a lot of British universities. They understand that India has got good education system. Really? Okay. So the at least the education is given in India is in English. So they understand and appreciate that, and then they give, like, you don't need to write any exams. Just pay the fees, come in, get your visa, and travel. So, and moreover, the visas are also not that costly. So think about that thing. So just try to analyze that there are also a lot of universities that do not take any entrance examination. So make your way towards the higher studies as well.
But Mr. Praveen, there's this misconception. I don't know if the word is correct. I mean that the fee structure, if you want to study abroad, is very high, especially for the computer science related courses. Is this true? And how?
When I was studying, when I pursued my master's in cloud computing, the fees was 11,300 pounds, and it was around £1 was around 106 rupees. Right now, the pound rate is like 100 rupees, and then the fees are like 15,000 pounds or 18,000 pounds. Yes, it is costly for international students. The same course for the local students are just 4,000 pounds. It is because we did not pay any tax in this country, and as a migrant or as an international student, we need to also bear those things. So that's the main reason it is very costly. And it is the same with a lot of things. For example, University of Leicester is like 19th or 18th rank in the world, in UK universities, while in world it is like 200th rank, and definitely better than IITs and IIMs of India. So it is coming before that. That's why I'm kind of like, okay, I'm happy that I did not get into IIT, but I got into this one. So another thing which I wanted to tell is, almost all the countries have got this purchase power parity, right? So for example, in US, if you want to spend one denomination of their their money, it is going to be 75 rupees. In the UK, if you want to spend one denomination, it is going to be 100 rupees. In Europe, any European country you take, 85 rupees, right? And in Singapore and Malaysia, it is like 20 rupees and 35 rupees. And in Canada, it is again like 40 rupees or something like that. So literally everywhere you go and want to go for it, even Finland, where the education is best. It is one of the European countries where Nokia was born, I guess. Even there, it is like 85 rupees. So all these places, the denomination of money, purchase power parity is lot higher, almost like 75 to 100 times the Indians' GDP or like the economy. So we can't say anything about that. So consider if you want to go for higher studies, and if you want to pay, let's say, 1.5 lakhs, do you think it is bearable?
For the year?
For the year, yeah.
Yes, it is. It is bearable.
It's bearable, right? So that's exactly what UK is doing. So let's take UK as an example. They are saying 15,000 pounds as the thing. So what? Back in my days, let's start with my initial first job in India versus first job in UK. So my first job in India with TCS, I got 15,000 rupees on hand after a month of work. Okay. In the UK, I got 1,500 pounds on hand on my bank account after my first 1 month of work in my first job. So if you see that the difference is like 10 times. So if the UK says like we are charging 15,000 pounds for our students, for any international students or something like that. So 15,000 pounds into 10, 1.5 lakhs. That is the kind of equivalent of what it is in India. I know it is a 15 lakhs, but when it is compared to UK, even a small chocolate costs you a pound. Even a small chocolate is 100 rupees. Comparing to India, it is 1 rupee, right? So I kind of cannot accept personally, because even I am from a middle class family and I cannot afford 100 rupees for a single chocolate. But that is the fair point, right? That is the fair judgment. People cannot use the same kind of denomination. You cannot really compare it like drastically the same.
We have a couple of questions, sir, in the chat box.
Yeah, there are a couple of questions as well with respect to the internship and other things. So let me try answer one by one. Tell about internship. You mean the Google movie internship? Be specific. That is the first thing I would say. And hey Soham, Vainavi Srivastava says, I want to try GRE. What could be the roadmap? Unfortunately, I did not try GRE or TOEFL or IELTS. So for GRE, I guess there are like loads and loads of places you can find out. Sorry, I'm not the right person to say because I have got zero clue about it. So sorry about that question. I don't think I would be able to answer that. Aman, please rephrase your question about internship or any other question that you want to ask around that.
I think what he intends to say is, how can I get an internship as a student? Maybe that is the question.
So I have already answered that question. Let me rephrase it again. So if you know something that you are good with, keep doing things that can be demonstrable. For example, I'm good with web development. I create a lot of websites. And whenever I do a website, I try to put it on the social network saying like, hey folks, I did this website. Please tell me your feedback. This is for some client that I don't want to name. So you don't need to tell the client name or who you work for, whether you work for 100 rupees or 1000 rupees or for free. You don't need to disclose those things. You don't even need to disclose the company you work with. So you just need to show that, okay, this is a design that I worked and I used HTML, CSS, React, or whichever technology that you have used. And you can just tell them, okay, this is what I did. What is your feedback? So keep on doing this one. People will notice that you are good with this, just not the people, but also the recruiters, the people who are in the tech field. Who knows? Even I would see, oh, wow. So Sanjay, you have done these things. You might be interested in the work which I'm currently working and we are hiring. Would you like to apply for my company? Do you have a CV with you? I can directly come and ask you as well. I have asked a lot of people like that. And a couple of people I have even recruited directly. Being a vice president of engineering, I have got the right direct, like people like me have got the direct powers to recruit people. So don't miss that opportunity as well. Try to showcase who you are. So first thing is, it is not about bragging. It is about your self-marketing. I know this is not a marketing call, but it's just a tech stuff. But even in the tech stuff, unless and until you tell the world who you are, see, Tesla is nowhere. Tesla is the person who created a lot of things. But everyone is going to, who is that guy? The one who built the bulbs, Thomas Edison.
Yeah. Thomas Edison, yeah.
Yeah, Thomas Edison or Alexandro Volta. These two people are getting the, getting the credits while Tesla was not getting the credits, right? So everyone knows about Tesla now. So don't be like Tesla. I mean, like be like Tesla, but don't be so bad like Tesla in the marketing side of things. Make sure you tell everyone what exactly you do so that people will respect and they will understand your worth. And then definitely people like me who wants people to, work on things, they will be giving you the opportunities that you deserve. So that's just from my point of view, but there are other people who could tell differently, but just go with others as well. Like, just don't go blindly trusting me. I would say like take my suggestions as well along with other people's suggestion and a lot of your common sense, because ultimately if you do anything, you are the only one to be responsible. So make sure if you take a decision, try to think 100 times before taking a decision, or even 1000 times. But once you take a decision, stick with it.
Definitely. So thank you so much. We hope your questions are answered. And now, yeah, Aman says his question is answered.
So there is metaverse. Yeah, metaverse is the universe of Facebook nowadays. If you have an Oculus Quest or something like that, an Oculus device, you can get into metaverse. That's the maximum I know. And I'm a huge fan of VR, but recently I'm staying away from it because of the health hazards that it posed. Even I was affected because I became so addicted to VR. I kind of like lost my eyesight to an extent. Like a couple of times I need to use the spectacles. I know I'm obviously related to you all, but at the same time, I haven't had a single instance of putting a spectacle in my power glasses. But doctors are like, Praveen, if you keep on using your VR again and again, you are straining your eyes and you need to use a spectacle. I hope you don't want to do it. So that's what I would say, everyone. So take care of your health as well. Health comes first.
We have more questions.
Oh, wow. This is nice. I will be there in the UK by this September and joining University of Leicester. How do I plan to get a part-time or internship there before I land there? See, before landing, getting an internship is very too ambitious, I would say. So first, try to get a accommodation nearby University of Leicester. So do that. And I wrote a really nice blog post about my experience in University of Leicester. So go check that out. And first thing, make sure you, before any internship or anything, make sure you concentrate on your studies. That's what I did. That's what my seniors said. So first semester, concentrate on your studies. And second semester, maybe once you get an understanding about how UK works, how the economy works, etc., then you can go for your part-time jobs and other things. All right. Hey, Aditya. My question is, how does college degree matters in hiring a candidate? So I have been in the hiring industry for about like 4 to 5 years. I have been interviewing candidates and I have been selecting, okay, this person is going here or something like those kind of things. If you are asking if degree matters, I never see degrees. I never see CVs even. So I would be looking at like, I meet a person and then I see how I will be like most of the times in my company, whether it is JP or Lloyd's, I would be the last person to be interviewing people. So what I would do is at the end, I'll just give one question and it might be slightly difficult or slightly touching upon all the areas of the application or programming language. And I'll see how the approach the candidate takes rather than doing anything else, like rather than whether this person is like knows everything theoretically, who knows theoretical stuff, who wants theoretical stuff, and who wants a CV as well. So I'll just look at the approach, problem solving approach. That is very important. So try to make sure you are doing that. And apart from that, if you're asking where you can apply without a degree, there are hundreds and hundreds of websites. So I believe it's okay. You still have Stack Overflow jobs, I believe. So go for Stack Overflow jobs. I don't know whether it is still there. Let me check. Sorry, I guess Stack Overflow jobs is no more. So Stack Overflow jobs is one of the best places. It was one of the best places. You have Indeed and other places where they don't look for degrees as well. Yeah. So Aditya, just connect with me on LinkedIn later. I can see something. So Vainavi has got this awesome question again. What matters more, CGPA or skills? If you know how to put a dosa, I'm giving you a dosa factory right away. So skills matter more than CGPA. And for that instance, my scores are always below average. I never got a good passing rank. I was never making my family proud with my marks. So if that answers you, that would be great. Okay. Any other questions? And by the way, so for those people who have constantly been active on the chat, Vainavi, Aditya, Tech and Fin, Soham, Aman, Fatsia, yeah, Ayush, Hemant, Deepak, message me on LinkedIn. I would like to give you some kind of a nice, unique gift. So you won it. Okay, so any other things?
No other questions for now.
Super. So tell about your friends and your network about this one. Take a big size, full size screenshot, tag all of us.
That. Yeah, it's done.
Right. And tell your experience as well so that, a lot of people will come to know about this and that will actually, okay, so maybe if there is a nice post that I see, I would like to give a small social network present as well, a gift as well. So yeah, so last words from this team. So my last words are like, stay home, stay safe, take care of your health. Health comes first. Make sure you give immense priority to your health. So go on, folks. The stage is yours.
So basically, thanks a lot, sir, for this lovely session. We learned a lot from you. Basically, the roadmap was totally lovely. And I like that website that you showed us a few minutes ago. So it was totally lovely. I like that structure, the font and part, and totally inspiring, sir. We too are totally inspired by today's session, and I can vouch for the fact that each and member who has heard you today is really motivated. Thank you so much for evoking the energy and excitement among us, among our audience as well. Your wise words are going to stay with us forever.
Thank you so much. Those were huge words, and I'm super stoked by it. Thank you so much.
We are very much thankful, and thank you once again for taking out time to interact with us. I mean, we all know that you're very busy, and from that tight schedule, thank you really much. And with everyone's accordance and with your permission, we would like to bring this session to an end. Would you like to say anything before we end the session?
So I've told, like, yeah, this is what I would like to say. So stay home, stay safe, stay away from coronavirus. Give your first priority to your health. You start do it with your full heart and trust yourself. See you all.
Thank you so much. And this is Sanjeeva Shriya signing off. Have a wonderful day, everyone.